I would say it's passion. When you are into something and you dedicated your life for the sport, and that thing has been keeping me going on.
Tell me, what's your take on the current state of table tennis in Nigeria?
I would say the stake is high because we have a couple of young players, up and coming players who has been making the country proud in some of the international tournaments around the world. I would say the stake is high. Like we've been doing before, we've been ever since the inspection of all African games, Nigeria has been the top contender in the sport in Africa. I would say anybody that made the team will perform very well in Congo, and the country will be proud. Back then we have in a year we have about 9 tournaments in a year, but these days we few ones, and a lot of players lost interest in the game because when you are doing something and you are not making anything from it, you tend to look another way. So all those things contributed a lot to the development of table tennis in Nigeria.
Okay, it's about time to talk table tennis now. Before the break, you listen to Monday Motero, also an experienced table tennis player in Nigeria, came back to try his hand to see if he can make it to the All Africa Games, but that couldn't happen. So it's about time to find out how ready table tennis is in Nigeria. When you talk table tennis in Nigeria, Cecilia started by mentioning Segun Toriola and Funke Oshanaike. That's experience right there. But today on the program, we're able to get Segun Toriola, but no Funke Oshanaike, who brought the best female table tennis player in Nigeria. Her name is Edem Offiong. Guys, good to have you.
Great to have you.
This morning.
You're welcome to the show.
Good morning. That's right. Segun Toriola there doesn't come out to talk often, but we brought him out. So Segun, you need to come talk to Nigerians. But that's the tradition. It's ladies first. Cecilia.
Okay, let me start this first question with Segun Toriola. You've been to the Olympics 6 times. So I was looking at your profile this morning. I was bored by it because I was trying to, make sense out of it, in the sense that how do you manage to go year in, year out, and of course when it comes to Africa, you're the most successful player in Africa when it comes to all Africa games. You won it 4 times back to back. How do you manage success?
Well, it's a lot of hard work, and in sport, and if you want to be a good player, you need to work very hard, train very hard. Also, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice. What I mean by sacrifice is how you're going to program yourself, your lifestyle, this kind of things. I think that's what's really helped me, because when you become a champion, everybody, when you want to champion, you have to think about a lot of people, they're after you, a lot of players after you. Then you have to be concentrated on what you are doing. Apart from you train very hard, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. You need to program yourself. Anything you are doing, your lifestyle, everything needs to be changed. So I think that's what helps.
Segun, look at the screen. That was, I'm sure, an unforgettable moment for you. What were you thinking returning those rallies?
Well, in table tennis, all point is very, very important. Although I remember in Commonwealth game, this is the match in Commonwealth last year, and I was losing 2-0 down, and the points I took has helped me, to come back from 2-0 to 2-2 and almost won the game. And the last set is 11-9. So in table tennis, each point is very important. No matter how difficult it is, you have to fight to win. Every point.
Incredible.
Something that you just want to keep watching and watching and watching.
ITTF couldn't resist that moment. It was part of their moment of 2014. Let's bring Edem Offiong into this. You are the defending champion at the African Games. How ready are you to retain that title?
I am very well prepared for this All African Games because I'm the defending champion and all eyes are on me.
I know.
I know it's going to be a bit difficult because the Egyptians, like they say, they are in China training and we are in Nigeria, but we are not scared of them anyways. It's just table tennis.
Speaking about the Egyptians, because I think well, we all know that they are Nigeria's biggest rivals. I mean, I want to throw this question to both of you. I mean, what is it really? Is it a question of, or should I say, what are they doing really well that perhaps we haven't started doing yet? In order to get to give them a real challenge.
What they are doing is they play more of Pro Tours, like we now. The last, if I can really remember, the last tournament I played was the Nigerian Pro Tour.
The Lagos Open.
Yes, they play all. From January to December, they play all the Pro Tours. That is why they are picking up very, very fast. And if we can, all we are just pleading is sponsors. If we can go to even if it's 1 or 2, we can do more better in this game because we have the facilities. We don't have the facilities, but we have the talent.
Yeah.
All we just need is sponsors.
Okay, get more tours and
Yes, more training, more Pro Tours and more of international tournament because you can't just play in Nigeria and you think you go and win people playing outside, playing all tournaments, playing in a good environment and all of that.
Okay.
So all we need is sponsors.
Okay, you actually talked about the fact that the Egyptians are actually in China training, and you guys are here in Nigeria training. And Chegun Tirela, last week you talked about the problem of coaching and all that. So how does this relate? Because you have China training over there, you have Egypt training in China, Nigeria training in Nigeria, and you're going to Lagos, and you're going to meet them. How will this work out for you when you get to All African Games next month?
Well, it's, I don't think we have a problem about that because most of us in the team, we are professional players. It helps the team a lot because if you don't have people like in professional level, it's going to affect them because in the Egyptian, like she said, they are in China. It's true. I saw them in China when I went to China last month for the coaching and the youth program. Yeah, I saw them. We are at the same college, Table Tennis College. They are lucky because their country, they invest on them a lot. I think this is what really helped them a lot because they invest a lot. And before we used to win against Egyptian for many years, more than 3 decades. But now they improve a lot simply because their government, is spending a lot of money on them. They have a coaching, good coach, they have a Chinese coach, something like that. But the problem we have in Nigeria is we have a coaching problem, I need to tell you the truth. But a lot of people doesn't agree on that. It's like you want to do an exam and you don't study how you're going to pass. Because the coaching need to teach the young one the basic table tennis. If you don't teach them table tennis, so a lot of people are saying, they need tournament. No, that is not the only tournament. First of all, we need coach that have to let them understand the basic of table tennis. Then secondly, then when you understand that, then you play a tournament. So the problem we have in Nigeria is coaching because we have a lot of coaches that they don't really devote their time anymore on the young one. I remember when I was young in cadet, there's a lot of coaches that they really devote their time on the young one. They always almost slept in the hall. But right now, most of the coach doesn't care anymore. And the coach we still have in Nigeria, only few of them upgrade their standard. Because in table tennis is just like a computer. You have to update your iPhone, or your phone, or your computer. Because the table tennis, the problem we still have, most of the style Nigerians are playing the olden style. I remember when I was in the cadet in junior.
They're still playing what you played years ago.
Exactly. And table tennis 10 years ago is different than table tennis here in 2015. So most of the coaches, they need to go on coaching course outside Nigeria, to upgrade their coaching level, their standard. So I think that's the problem we have. Because from my experience as a professional player, what my coach in my club or outside Nigeria was coaching me is totally different to what the coach is, what his coach is teaching people in Nigeria. I think that's what also helped me because I went on professional earlier, and that's what helped my career, and that's what keep me still playing because I learned a lot. And table tennis is something that you cannot just. It's not hand somewhere. It's not from somewhere. It's not hand. Everybody learn every day. Even the coaches also learn from 3 players.